Tis good, quick crypto family and my coin factory family, and welcome back once again to your daily Caspa crypto live stream. We have got some very big announcements for today's stream and equally some negative ones, which kind of just go into detail a bit about why the markets are currently looking quite red today. Bitcoin down 1.6%, Ethereum down 3%, Caspa down 5% right now, Sui down almost 6%, Say 6%, Tau 4%. Pretty much everything across the board right now is dumping. And it's a bit of a concern for the community, for the investors. We'll get into exactly why. I'm not overly concerned right now, but of course we're going to talk about exactly what's happening in the space right now, why we're seeing a lot of red. And then we'll get into the big good news regarding Caspa, which is confirmation from Caspador that the Kasplex smart contract Mainnet, I've misspelled Mainnet in my title, Mainnet is the dry run is officially deployed, which should therefore mean that the Mainnet version for everybody won't be long off either, potentially just days away as we are on the 19th of September. It does mean that we've got about a week or so, or a little over a week or so until the end of the month. So we shouldn't be too far off smart contracts now, which is really good stuff all around. So we'll get into that later on. And equally some other big updates as well in the space regarding regulatory developments and the potential for seeing the next stage and the pushing forward of the market structure bill by the end of the month. If that happens, again, expect a very bullish Q4 and the bill to be signed into law before Thanksgiving. So that being said, family, welcome back again to the stream. Hope you've had a great weekend, or start of the weekend now, it being Friday. Hope we had a great week so far. Kryptoni, that I am indeed. Welcome back, brother. And we have multiple people who tried to get that first in. Brett just won that. Then Gosu and Kryptoni. Welcome back, everybody, once more. Wing Hong, you're fourth indeed. We moon yet? No. As you can see, we're not mooning yet. We'll talk about what's happening right now in the market, and then we'll talk about the hopeful future for Q4 going onwards. But yeah, a nice little competition there. Welcome back, Greg. Yo to you too. Happy Friday indeed. And yeah, just because of the commercial, because the ads you did miss a second, I apologize for that. But as always, next time, I'm not going anywhere. Welcome back, LB, on the check-in, bro. Hopefully doing very well, my man. And those tuning in, watching, just lurking about, hopefully you enjoyed today's content and are doing well today. That being said, let's get into the content first and foremost so we can see, yes, according to What's Your Guru here, $100 million worth of crypto longs were just liquidated in the past 60 minutes. This post is from about 4 hours ago, so relatively recent, and we can see again Bitcoin was trying to push above 117k. And remember what I said yesterday. I said Bitcoin passing 117k would be very good. We did pass that, but we just didn't hold it. We can see it went up yesterday and then came back, and it was just basically touching. It didn't really surpass it yesterday. Hence why, without us having the momentum to pass it, we've now seen Bitcoin have a bit of a pullback. Investors now liquidating all the longs, which I think might be a potential sign of the final shakeout. Who knows? Again, we'll have to wait and see how it unfolds from here. But Bitcoin's come back down to 115,300 ETH, down to 4.4 right now. See a bit of a pullback as well today, down 3%. Caspa, of course, did touch that 9 cents, and again, being a very top level of resistance for Caspa, has now seen a pullback. A lot of the longs being liquidated as well, down about 5%. Valued at 8.37 cents on the daily time frame. And if I was to hazard a guess, there's a possibility that Caspa could potentially come back down to 8 cents. If Bitcoin and ETH don't make a recovery anytime soon, Caspa may come back down here to 8 cents. And then depending on the momentum of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also the potential release date of Kasplex smart contracts, hopefully Caspa will find the support back at 8 cents again, and then make that push back up to 9 cents again, and hopefully to pass that in not too long. Sui down about 5.83%, a big red candle for Sui. Say equally 6%, Tau almost 4% as well. So again, most projects right now are feeling the burn right now. Zebek, the only one that seems to be up a little bit, up 0.65%, still trading within that golden pocket in accordance to Fib retracement right now, which again is not too surprising. I don't think we'll see a big move of any sort for Zebek until the market has a confirmed trajectory. Right now, the market does not have a confirmed trajectory, which is why investors right now are panicking, because again, it's uncertainty. We don't like uncertainty. But yeah, I would argue a last chance probably to stack them Somps, them Caspers, whatever you want. I think we are still in for a very, very bullish Q4. So nothing to be too concerned right now. It's just, again, the market's behaving in a negative way today. Part of the reason for that might be due to the fact that US inflation is now back above 2.24%, and according to Trueflation here as well. So it's starting to rally a little bit. So people now are getting concerned that with the cutting of rates, inflation is going to start spiraling out of control. I don't think that's going to be the case. At least I hope not. I'm not so convinced just yet. We are seeing the job market still very much, in a recession by all means. So despite the inflation looking a little bit worse and starting to rally a little bit right now, job market still massively worse. So, again, we've got other macro reports to take into account that will help us determine the Fed's potential actions going forward. The chance of a rate cut going into October is still sitting quite high, and according to the FedWatch tool, the CME FedWatch tool is still sitting at around 90%, as we can see here. So I wouldn't be too concerned right now. It's just, again, investors kind of being emotional, as we tend to see. And equally, another reason for why I think we may be seeing a bit of a pullback today is due to some regulatory developments in accordance to this post here, which came out 2 days ago. Apparently, banks are trying to rewrite the Genius Act. So apparently, in accordance to this post from Ryan here, if the banks manage to get Congress and the president to pass an amendment to the Genius Bill blocking American citizens from receiving their own 4% stablecoin yield and giving it to the banks instead, if they manage to do this, then you will know without a shadow of a doubt that all your elected officials are owned by the banks, by the banking cartel. Your only defense against this is the crypto lobby. They are fighting for Americans against the bank. And this, for me, is a big red flag, and also potentially a reason why, that was a few days back, so it may not be so affecting on the markets right now, but it's become more to light, I think, right now. The fact that the banks are now trying to amend the Genius Act, already passed in a very bipartisan way, into law, trying to make an amendment so they can receive the revenue from American citizens that they're staking with their stablecoins, which is ridiculous. The whole premise of crypto was for you people to escape the banking cartel who just have complete ownership control over your financial assets, and therefore you. Crypto is meant to be an escape from that. Caspa is more so a definite escape from that, being truly decentralized and a form of currency. That's the shortcoming of that, and that's not good to see. But I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm optimistic that won't be amended, considering that it was already passed in a very bipartisan way, and we've got a lot more to look forward to. Banks got to adapt instead of trying to restrict crypto by this point. We've got some other big announcement here from Anna Terrett, Senate Dems, saying that they want to work with Republican colleagues to move forward quickly on a bipartisan crypto market structure legislation. So we are seeing that last week, we released a framework on market structure legislation, highlighting our desire to work with this issue. As we stated then, digital assets are a $4 trillion global market that will require a considered and bipartisan approach to regulation. We hope our Republican colleagues will agree to this bipartisan authorship process, as it is the norm for legislations of this scale. Given our shared interest in moving forward quickly on this issue, we hope they'll agree to a reasonable request to allow for true collaboration. For this process to work, it must start from the place of mutual understanding. We look forward to engaging with our Republican counterparts in such a manner. So it looks like, which is quite a rare occurrence nowadays, honestly, but it looks like Dems and Republicans are gonna kind of sit hand in hand, coming together to pass this bill ASAP, which would be very reassuring if we do in a bipartisan way. Therefore, pretty much all in favor, or more so all in favor. It already happened. We saw a very bipartisan support for the Clarity Act when it passed the House back in July, with 249 in favor to 134. And now they are expecting, according to Senate Banking Chair Tim Scott, to push hard for finalization by September 30th, building on the Genius Act success, therefore meaning in the next 11 or so days from now, we could potentially see this bill push forward. And if it's pushed forward, then we should hopefully be seeing the full market structure bill reaching the president before Thanksgiving, which would be a very big deal. So here's an update on the current Q4 regulation timeline. We already had Democratic senators unveil the market structure framework. That's already come out. By the end of the month, SEC portion for legislation expected to pass committee. October time, so next month, Senate Agriculture Committee, CFTC oversight draft language on digital commodities and debates SEC to CFTC jurisdictions. So again, more stuff regarding the exact categorization between the two agencies and therefore how it plays into the market structure bill, and therefore reaching an agreement before Thanksgiving. So by the end of the year, goal to have a comprehensive crypto legislation signed into law, which would be a very, very big deal for us, and especially for Caspa. Caspa being a fairness project would therefore be a commodity, therefore be under the CFTC's jurisdiction, therefore receive even more institutional eyes. I'm not going to say adoption because it's still a very small asset right now. They'll get more looks into, most definitely. And that might correlate to investments in the future as well. This is reassuring stuff right now. So despite so much liquidation in the market right now, despite inflation starting to rise a little bit right now, and equally banks trying to bully their way into taking our capital, as they always will, the banking cartel. We're in crypto to avoid the banking cartel, after all. Legislation is still pushing forward quite swimmingly, which is good stuff. So this Q4, again, will be bullish. And for me, this still potentially plays into the sentiment of an extended cycle, or if not extended cycle, then the end of the 4-year cycle. And I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. I've been talking about it based on the institutional document from the likes of Signum Bank that I'm going to actually showcase very briefly on stream. But in accordance to institutional research that I have posted occasionally in these communities and whatnot, there has been increasing speculation, which actually I made a post on this as well on Twitter, increasing speculation that we may see the typical end of the 4-year cycle and it may extend. This is Signum Bank. They posted their investment research outlook August 2025, so literally last month they posted this, and they're talking about the global liquidity remains plentiful and expanding, institutional adoption progresses while demand for treasury companies remains strong, and streamlined US regulations, like we're seeing right now, are likely to act as a catalyst for at least certain segments of the market. We believe the current cycle has further to go, and they're talking about potentially extending into 2026, going against the bearish predictions from the retail market. Now, it's interesting, and there's two potential thoughts I have on that. One is they are right, and we're going to see an extended cycle into 2026. And two is they are right but wrong, which is we may see the cycle end in Q4 like we expect, but it's going to be the end of the 4-year cycle, and we'll see an earlier reacceleration in crypto and the financial markets next year. Again, if you look at the crypto market, look at history, look at Bitcoin, peak of the 2021 cycle here, you saw a long pullback to its local, or the low here of about 15k. That took about a year. November to November. Took about a year. Similarly, if you go even further back to the cycle beforehand, you're looking at here, December to bottom here, December again. So again, typically speaking, it takes a whole year of corrective behavior for crypto, for Bitcoin, for the bear market before then we start seeing a gradual but continual increase for about 3 years. That's following macro trends. But now we are seeing the general market accelerate, growth in the economy, despite some uncertainty still lingering about. We are seeing reacceleration. So we may see, at least theorizing right now, either the cycle extends or it comes back in December time, going maybe into early January, comes back, but it won't last a full year. Considering we have these bills that are being passed into law right now, considering that we have ISO 20022 being adopted by 91% of all financial institutions by November of this year, considering we're getting more ETF funders coming out from now going into 2026 as well, therefore more institutional adoption, you might see a pullback. Pullbacks are inevitable, of course, but it may not be the typical 4-year cycle. You're going to see a year pullback and a 3-year pump. It may just be a 3 to 6 month pullback and then a continual pump from that point forwards as well, with AI also being a driving factor for that as well. Just theorizing right now. I will obviously support that with more institutional documentation and institutional sentiment when the time is right, especially more so of my VIPs, those who are actively paying for the information to understand and to develop their trading strategies as well. But right now, I wouldn't be too concerned. I feel to be got a big Q4 ahead of us. Pullbacks are expected. It's frustrating, of course. We want to see higher prices. We are very tired of Caspa being down, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, the sentiment really has not changed, and the run for crypto has not started properly yet. I still think we're quite comfortably in equivalent to the M2 money supply. Again, we're looking at Signum Bank here. I showed a video yesterday from Sandy, who is a leadership position in Franklin Templeton, DTCC, CFTC, and the SEC Crypto Task Force. And she was saying, just be patient. So we're seeing industry leaders saying, be patient. So we have no reason to panic ourselves. And one thing we saw Signum Bank talk about here was, again, liquidity conditions, talking about the M2 money supply, therefore. And if you look at crypto right now, that has gone extremely high. So we should be seeing Bitcoin eventually stop that sharp divergence and start catching back up and make a sharp rally with crypto following in suit. So we still have so many catalysts that indicate we've got higher to go. And I did mention it that, you know, there's a possibility that we'd see green until going into the weekend and go through. I said either we'll see bullish momentum probably up to the weekend or going into the weekend, and then we might see a bearish next week, or potentially in the better scenario, you might see it might see 2 weeks of bullish momentum after the rate cuts, and then you see it go bearish into October. It happened earlier. So we're seeing the looks for some form of bearish momentum right now. You might see it continue for a little bit with FUD just still lingering, as it always does, because people still aren't completely sure just yet. And then if this does come to fruition, rate cuts are confirmed, and we start getting more reassuring macro data that we're starting to grow in the economy with rate cuts coming through, then you'll see more investor confidence come in, retail flood back in very quickly, and you'll see very sharp pumps for Bitcoin, not to mention all the altcoins that follow as well. And then, of course, with Caspa being such a undervalued asset, but more Bitcoin maximums like DaVinci Jeremy, VJ, Bitcoin AJ, and many, many more who've left Bitcoin or even diversified from Bitcoin to start holding Caspa, you'll see more Bitcoin maxis also do the same thing. I'll show you the video in the yesterday and also in the post I made yesterday as well, which I have been reinformed in my last stream and equally in my server today that actually is quite a dated video. So it's not a recent one, regarding Coin Bureau saying Caspa is also an alternative to Bitcoin. And of course, Caspa right now is a lower price, so a different position right now. So you might see the sentiment change therefore, but for me, I don't think it's changed too drastically, because Caspa fundamentally hasn't changed at all. The price has just come down more so. So if anything, got a better entry, and you're going to see more Bitcoin maxis accepting Caspa. So I'd argue Caspa is probably stronger now than it was up here when it had a higher price. Price-wise, is not stronger, but as a project, it is. It can compete a lot more now than it could back here before KYC 20s, before Kasplex, before KRI. All we had at this point really was confirmation of Marathon. We had Marathon confirming mining Caspa around here. Otherwise, I think the KRI formed equally just beforehand as well. KEF, I think, was about in March time, more so around here. KYC 20 came out around here, so just after this pullback started. But Caspa has KYC 20 out right now, has NFTs out now, it has smart contracts seemingly on the horizon. In fact, they are. And I'll get to that post in a moment. Stablecoins will be launching very shortly after as well. We have 10 BPS out now. So it actually is much stronger as a project as well, competing more with other protocols as well. Price-wise, not stronger, but fundamentally is stronger. And that could reinsure investors who are, I guess, more interested in holding something that has good longevity as opposed to just a pump and dump, which most projects in this space are kind of just short-term pump and dumps. Do you know where I can find the clip of CG being asked about Crescendo? I'm pretty sure that was me asking. I do not, but if you ask in my community, because I don't know who it was either, I think it might have been, I don't think it was Mr. Mars. Somebody in my community, maybe it was Toggle or it was Adonis. Someone I remember, someone who's quite a regular member actually, one of the OGs, posted the clip of CG being clueless about the Crescendo hard fork and what it was for Caspa. So if you ask in my community, my free Discord server, which again, everyone is not a part of it, I highly recommend tuning in, checking out the free Discord server, no strings attached. Just tune, chat, and learn more about crypto and Caspa in there. We've been having a lot of good debates recently in there as well. If you want to find out more, then yeah, I mean, again, just please, by all means, ask inside there if anyone has a clip of that, and we can hear it. Because yeah, I mean, again, that's just going back into the post yesterday about CG saying that he's the biggest name for Caspa, and while his subscriber count does support that, his understanding of Caspa definitely doesn't, because he doesn't know what crescendo is. He probably does now, but he didn't when it was first coming out, which for me is crazy. No R's first, clearly. Okay. Mr. Mars treatment I see right now. YouTube Premium got my back. Oh, there you go. There you go, indeed. Welcome back, LB as well. Goes through as well, indeed. Levo, indeed, welcome back. Hope you're doing very, very well. Edwardson, Smart Contracts Fever is coming for 100% very, very soon. ASB, Casper, indeed, looking great. Buffalo 3, welcome back. Hail, sorry I'm late. You're not late, brother. You're just in time. Welcome back. Octoplus as well. Vilky, yo to you too. Casper to the Pluto. Oh yeah, that would be insane. Going so far that it doesn't even exist. It's just continue going from there on out. And now, welcome. Hope you're doing very well. I don't know if Casper will continue to rise in this bull market. Its weakness is simply too big. I mean, yeah, that's. I'm still all in, but I have my serious doubts. Understandable, Massimo. I haven't really. I mean, all I can say is just continue tuning in. If you lose confidence and you don't want to hold anymore, that's up to you. But the only thing I keep reinstating is that Casper as a project continues to build. When a project's actually struggling is when they're going down in value and nothing's being done about it. Like, they're not trying to do anything. The KEF are trying to get exchange listings to Hoiby Global and Crypto.com, seemingly. The KRI are about to launch the enterprise projects in Q4, which is next month, starting next month. You've got Kasplex to be launching their smart contracts in the next few days. IG will be launching sometime in this quarter coming as well, Q4. There's still a lot of building going on VProx as well. So if nothing was being built right now and capital prices continue to go down, then I'd be concerned. But there are active developments taking place that will reignite investor confidence. And that will start cycling in more capital elsewhere as well. It's been a long shakeout for Casper. I don't disagree with that. And of course, the FUD is getting incredibly loud. But I feed off the FUD because I don't trade emotionally. I don't invest emotionally. You want to ideally get into a project when the price is down, so you can make profit off it when the price goes back up again. You don't want to buy the tops. The problem is a lot of people got into Casper during this euphoria rally near the top. So now they're down and now they're frustrated. Most people who are convicted right now either got in really far back down here, or they're stubborn and want to hold it, or they just know what they hold. Me, I did get a little bit down here, but I didn't get that much. My average in Casper right now is high. I am down in Casper. I've not got a positive P&L right now in Casper, but I also believe I know what I'm holding. And that's why I'm not too worried. The big catalyst for Casper that would ignite British momentum have not been fully released just yet. For example, we're seeing here, Casper made a post 15 hours ago. So already deployed? Yes. So in that regard, it looks like he's talking about the mainnet. However, final tests are being performed, a dry run, hence the 24-hour announcement for general availability will be issued once ready. So it looks like it's not completely out just yet. But that's what the title says. Kasplex Smart Contract Mainnet dry run is officially live. So they're doing a dry run, and we should therefore be seeing it coming out literally days from now, very, very shortly now. And as a result, we are seeing many, many wallets starting to scoop up a lot of Casper as well, a lot of the big whale accounts. 24-hour countdown imminent, and the Casper whales are on a mission. The top wallets collectively adding over 11.5 million Casper. This is one step closer to seeing more adoption. Now, again, we have to wait and see how successful the Kasplex smart contracts are. I pray they aren't. I pray with everything in me that they are successful and there's going to be no mistakes in them. But we just don't know at the end of the day. We'll have to be patient about it. But it's still good to see all around that the smart contracts are very, very close. The whales are on the mission right now, adding more and more. We can look for ourselves as well. If we look at the top addresses right now, we can see there's currently 543,000 addresses. Gate adding 24.8 million Casper. Mexi with an extra 5.5 million. We could check it out right now. We've seen some big outflows as well from some wallets, but equally some bigger inflows as well. People stacking more and more Casper. So it looks like the belief from the big whales at least is that Casper is gearing up for some big moves soon, which would be great, of course, for us as well. Similarly, we've got posts like this here with smart contracts. Two-way bridge testing is live. Caspians, if you have never bridged from a layer 1 to a layer 2, now's the time. Watch the in-depth tutorial, test the two-way bridge, and help us refine it for the community. Caspa Alliance for Transparency, CAT, are seemingly cooking right now, doing a lot of work, which is fantastic. Great to see that sort of stuff as well. So I'll leave this extensive tutorial, this video, in my Caspa. I'll pin it in my Caspa channel in the Discord server, so you can tune in and watch it there. And I'll also repost this on my Twitter as well, so you can follow the Discord server, tune the Discord server, and also follow me on Twitter as well, and you can see the stuff that's going on in the Caspa space. But it's again quite a big thing for those who are going to partake in the layer 2 and layer 1 elements of Caspa. So yeah, chance to try out the two-way KRC20 to ERC20 transfers and help you in the future of Caspa. Tutorials here, everything, information is here as well. And also something interesting as well, again, Caspa transactions has been fantastic, has been proven to be the most used proof of work project by far. 5 times more than Bitcoin, 14 times more than Litecoin, 102 times more than Monero. It's quite evidently Caspa's been, at least in recent times, been a very strong project, and that's still very early adoption for Caspa as well. And you'll see the adoption, the momentum come through more and more building going on. Caspa Commons highlights here introducing KISR, a new standard created by the Currency Solution team. Caspa Innovation Standard for redemptions. Any wallet can implement it. It uses a permissionless flow to simplify the invitee and the redeemer uses when sharing funds with each other. So another way to, again, make things easier when transacting back and forth. And also this final post, before I get into some other stuff as well, from Cash Illusional, which is just talking about how via BTC Capital, again, just talking, one of the largest Bitcoin mining pools, mentioning Caspa. They've actually been mining Caspa, supporting Caspa since 2024. So it has been quite some time. But either way, the fact that more massive enterprises, mining companies, Bitcoin companies, whatever, still endorsing, talking about Caspa is reassuring for the future of this project. The price, yes, struggling, of course, frustrating. I don't disagree with you, Massimo, and anyone else who's feeling the heat. But again, I can replay that video from my VIP that I showcased yesterday from Sandy, just saying once more, we just got to be patient. It's going to be so. We've seen a $3 to $4 trillion market cap increase. We saw a $1 trillion increase despite all the increasing confirmation bias or crypto now from institutions. They're waiting for these laws to be implemented. They're waiting for more rate cuts to come through, more confirmation bias. Once they're confirmed, then you'll start seeing liquidity injected very quickly. Sandy was saying the potential for seeing a 10 trillion market cap. We're at 4 right now. That would be insane. So we've still got a lot more time ahead of us. I don't know we'll get a 10 trillion right now. We're only at 4. I think 6 is not a bad shout, more conservative guess. I think 6 is probably a more achievable one. I mean, obviously it is a slower number. But either way, 6 trillion, that still gives a lot more room for Caspa anyways. And again, Caspa and altcoins right now, it's not just Caspa, no altcoins really are running right now. Look across the board. Everything's bleeding right now. Everything's kind of stagnant right now. It's staying within their zones. Again, some projects like Sui, from their all-time highs, they're only down about 32-33%. So they're not doing as badly in that regard. But I mean, only projects that are doing really well are XRP, ETH, and Bitcoin. Everything else is down 30%. Most are down 50, if not more percent. So it's no longer a testament of Caspa struggling. It's everything struggling. The problem is Caspa's been struggling for a lot longer, so the FUD on Caspa's back is a lot bigger and heavier because it's been struggling for over a year, where everything has been struggling since January of this year. So it's been almost a year. But every altcoin has been equally struggling. We had a big pump here December for Algorand, similarly for HBAR. But they are down, HBAR's down 40%. Algorand is down 60%. I could check out Solana as well. Solana's even one of the big ones as well. I think Solana, though, is in a similar-ish boat. Okay, no, Solana is in a similar category to the likes of Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP, which is again not that unexpected. Only down about 20% or so. The big caps, of course, all the big caps that have ETF fundings coming soon enough, or already have ETF fundings, they're doing very well. But everything else, you know, like, let's look at Cardano, for example. Cardano from its recent high is, yeah, about similar to Sui, about 32%. And that's not its recent high, not its all-time high all the way up here, which is still down 70% from all-time highs for Cardano. So, and that's not me trying to make a comparison to Caspa to other projects at all. It's just me highlighting the bubble that we're in, understanding that Caspa has had a very, very long shakeout, and it's been very frustrating. But every single altcoin that isn't Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, and Sol right now, every other altcoin is in a similar boat of being down 50+% from all-time highs. There are some exceptions, being Hyperliquid, being Pump, being Sui, but everything is down over 50-60% from their all-time highs. Caspa, in that regard, therefore, is in no different boat. So don't be emotional. Be logical. We've still got a lot more time ahead of us. We're not even in Q4 just yet. I haven't even got the smart contract out just yet. But again, they're seemingly being deployed and days away now. I understand good technology, but good technology isn't alone, doesn't seem to matter. No, it's not exactly. Yeah, I'll happily correct you, Massimo. That's perfectly fine. So good technology, you're right, doesn't always matter. But if the technology is so good that it solves real problems, then that matters. Again, think about the creation of electricity, and then the creation of the internet, and then the creation of Bitcoin. Now, it does sound like I'm putting Caspa in that similar category, and I am, because electricity is how we're able to have the internet. Internet is how we have to have, you know, crypto. Bitcoin is that. Caspa is an evolution of Bitcoin. Bitcoin solved a fundamental issue with money. Now, I'm saying that it can't scale, so it hasn't solved it completely, but it did solve a big issue with it. And now everyone's trying to get into Bitcoin. It was created back in 2008. Everyone's trying to get into it now. And when Bitcoin was first created, everybody hated Bitcoin. Everyone kept pushing it down, saying it's not going to do anything. It's going to be a short-lived thing. Crypto, what a scam. The same thing was said about the internet. The same was said about electricity. Companies, big corporate companies, will push it down because they don't want it to exist. Because they don't want it to affect their general way of life, which already benefits them. Again, Mr. Miles made that fantastic post regarding JP Morgan and why they invested into electricity when every other corporate company trying to put them down. The internet had such a terrible, by all the news outlets and whatnot pushing it down because they didn't want the internet to exist because it affected their business. And now look, we're out of the internet. So for me, technology doesn't always matter. I agree with that. But if it's innovative, world-changing technology, then it will matter. And Caspa does what Bitcoin can do while still being able to scale. So therefore, Caspa is the only asset in existence that has the ability to be quick, cheap, almost instantaneous transactions for low cost, while still giving you true sovereignty and ownership and decentralization, which is not available in the world we live in. Caspa may be suppressed for quite some time because people don't understand it or they don't want to affect the way that they currently have ownership and control things, but because Caspa solves such a big fundamental issue in the world of money, it will be inevitably adopted. And those who front run and try and get ahead of it will benefit the most. Think of the KRI. DRI Desert Energy had been, in their words, and I could load up the interviews if I could find them somewhere in my Discord server, but DRI Desert Energy, before they formed the KRI, they mentioned in interviews that they had been searching for, God knows, 10, 12 years. They knew about crypto. They wanted to build with crypto. They liked the idea of decentralization. They wanted to build on blockchain. And we were trying to find something for 10, 12 years. They tried Bitcoin. It was not scalable enough. Tried Ethereum. Not scalable enough. Solana wasn't decentralized. They were going to try and build their own decentralized infrastructure. But instead they came to Caspa, because Caspa is able to fit all the boxes, check all the boxes that they actually wanted. Decentralized, scalable, cheap, and give some ownership and protection from government overreach. The KRI've realized that, and their partnerships are PwC, one of the big four accounting firms, alongside Deloitte, KPMG, and Ernst & Young. You got Shell, one of the biggest energy companies in the world. DHL, Hyundai, one of the biggest car manufacturers in the world. Bosch, another big car manufacturer. Eon Energy, Siemens. Those are companies who are partnered with DRI and therefore KRI and therefore Caspa. Once those enterprise use cases are utilized with Caspa, it might take some time. Once it does happen, you'll see other entities. It's the same thing. KRI are the JP Morgan. What JP Morgan was for electricity, KRI is for Caspa. That's how I perceive that. And we'll see that come to fruition when you're seeing Caspa breaking milestones like this already. We haven't even got Dagnite out yet, and no 100 PS out yet, and no smart contracts out just yet, and no stablecoins out just yet. Caspa's already doing this. Good technology doesn't always matter. I agree, but game-changing, world-changing technology does. There's never been there have been times in history where good technology does not succeed, but technology that solves real issues always succeeds. And Caspa just solves real issues. It does. Because there's nothing in this world that can achieve what Caspa can do in regard to decentralization and speed. As it stands right now, Caspa is one of the fastest projects in this space anyways. The fastest and cheapest, while being decentralized. That's something that's going to be taken into account as well. Hype used to matter a lot. Last cycle and cycle before that, even earlier this cycle, in 2024, hype mattered a lot. With institutional adoption being here now, with enterprises building on blockchain, hype doesn't matter anymore. If it did, when Ripple made a partnership with Franklin Templeton just a few days ago with DBS, XRP's price would have skyrocketed. Similarly, with Sui having big partnerships, or with Zebec but with these projects making big partnerships with big institutions, these should be hype that sends the project skyrocketing. Nothing's moving like that because institutions are not, is changing from a hype cycle to one of actual technology. Institutions are in the cycle now, they don't go off hype, they go off actual tech. The Mag 7, like the likes of Nvidia and whatnot, they're there because they are great tech. That's what they invested into. I think Caspa again is gonna, how long it will take, we don't know. I think we do end up seeing signs of that and a lot of good momentum for Caspa this cycle. I still wholeheartedly believe that. I'm not so much the moon boy, the likes of CG, who will say $8, $10 easy. I'm not going to say easy, but I do think it's a possibility. We'll have to wait and see. I think Caspa can make a very big run this cycle still from this current position of 8.4 cents. How much, let's just say, if it was a 10x, for example, that's 84 cents. I think Caspa can make a big run from here still. And then we'll see Caspa completely shake the whole scenes up, 5 years, in the next 5 years from now as well. I'm not saying it happened in 5 years. I'm saying from now, following through to the next 5 years, it'll make a very, very big shake up in the industry. And there you go, actually. Yeah, so I have to shout out to Greg, who forwarded the clip here from one of the OGs, which is the one talking about CG not knowing what crescendo is. So a bit of a tangent, a long-winded tangent definitely as well, but I'm going to quickly come back full circle to the comment made earlier about CG, and listen to this real quickly as well. Let me just quickly put it on. There you go.
In music and crypto means Caspa. Crescendo. In music and crypto means a gradual increase in volume for Caspa. I'm very confused. Does anyone know what this means? One, can you explain this further? Like, are you saying like it's good luck that there's an Italian song that sings about Caspa gonna get more volume, or what are you trying to say exactly? Caspa.
Yeah, that was just going way back to that post. So Greg already found it. So if you're in the community, it was, who was it? It was, Way. If you're asking about it, Riley Way. If you're in the community, Greg reposted it, or he quoted it right now. Where you actually see, you've already seen it already. Yeah, there you go. CGB up at crescendo right there. Crazy. um, but yeah, that was my TED talk over anyways about tech mattering. Tech mattering a lot. Is that even a word, mattering? No, it's not. It's not a word, but I'll make it a word. And that's also something as well, yeah. Like, don't get me again, and it's not a case of Caspa's not going to work with other projects, but it's not piggybacking off, like the fact that in a sense like Okta's kind of doing with Caspa right now, which again, it can be a benefit for projects that you do piggyback off them, but Caspa's doing everything independently and is going to be building funnels to be interoperable with other projects as well. So Caspa's going to be interoperable with Ethereum. Eventually, it'll be Solana and Bitcoin and Move, which is Sui and everything else as well. It does create suppression and lackluster price for Caspa. Haven't got the big listings, haven't got the piggybacking of other platforms and whatnot, but it does create more sovereignty, more dependency, and with Caspa already creating groundbreaking technology, is going to break through. That's my belief. But again, if you haven't got the patience for that, which is understandable, then you cycle out you just do what you need to do. That's what it is. And yeah, go to absolutely right. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a like, share it, and subscribe for more. Smash that like button indeed. What I have learned on the Caspa experience is that I need more Caspa just saying, yeah, I'm sure. Don't understand me wrong. I'm definitely not selling, only making some conversation. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I had a feeling that, you've been here for a while, Massimo, so understand the worry and anxiety and conviction, frustration that you may be feeling. Understand that very much. But I know you've been here for a very long time. You're actually one of the OGs as well. I know your name very well. And I know you're also just trying to generate conversation in the chat. And I appreciate that. Because it also gives all of us a chance to talk about why we hold Caspa, what we believe in, and ultimately why the common questions of tech doesn't matter, or the common questions of Caspa's just going to fail, why we still believe that's not really transferable or relevant here. Because crypto is not Caspa doing badly. Caspa's had a longer downtime, definitely, but it's not Caspa doing badly. Everything is down 60% from all-time highs. So it's not just Caspa. Yeah, thank you very much, Go, for that. You're absolute legend. Yeah, also very true. Caspa's chart again being one of the only charts in history, despite it's had a very bad year. Don't disagree with that. I acknowledge that. I'm not ignorant to that. It's the only chart that had this sort of pump from launch. This pump from launch, 45,000% right now from launch. Of course, no one's really got in at that really early point, but that's still insane. I had over an hour tour of Capital. He is really smart and people give him credit for, and really down to earth. I mean, yeah, again, it's a shame he had a lot of scrutiny recently due to the uncertainty and FUD building of Kasplex, and I have also been part of that due to what Shipe been saying. And I do have my worries about it. But again, I've stopped talking about the FUD behind Kasplex right now because I figured what's the point of me highlighting more so? It's not going to really drive, unless I get absolute confirmation about something. I'm not going to be talking about it now. I'm going to just act on what I said, which I'm going to wait and see how it works, how it functions, and if it's all well and good, I'll then get involved. But from what I know about Capital, he does seem like a very genuine individual. So I mean, and down to earth as well from the small amount of interactions I've had with him. So I look forward to, and I do trust him. I look forward to the work that they're trying to build. He's done a lot for Caspa already as well. No one will adopt Caspa if they don't even know it's there. Well, that's the thing. People do know Caspa's there. It doesn't look like it, but at the same time, think about it. Nobody, in regards to the big money, really talks about XRP. Think about when Bitcoin and Ethereum was getting all the talking about, and on mainstream media, people talking about Solana and Dogecoin. They always avoided the name of XRP. XRP was the third biggest asset. They didn't talk about XRP just because they're not talking about it. Doesn't mean they don't know about it. Again, think about Marathon Digital Holdings, who's mining Caspa. They cannot do anything about their shareholders say so, and they decided to mine Caspa, which means they got the say so of BlackRock. So big money do know of Caspa. KRI again, they are using Caspa. They do know of Caspa. It's just we are not perfectly aware of it because why they display their strategies with us? The big wallets are buying every week. They are professionals. They don't take risks. Believe in your first instinct. Patience, 100%. Caspa is holding up really well. To be honest, Binance runs usually 60% of the volume on most of these coins like Tau and Pepe. I mean, yeah, again, I think Binance will hopefully lift Caspa in this last quarter and send its price going absolutely parabolic. That'd be the best thing for Binance and for us as well, of course. But yeah, Caspa, I think, has been holding up since the beginning of this year, since 2025 started, which 2025 started here. You know, it's been holding up relatively well, all things considered. It's down 20% or so, but it's been holding up relatively well, trading within this box here. So yeah, you take that, it's not actually done too badly. It's been just going sideways for that most part then, since the beginning of this year, sideways. And then we'll see, again, it's a matter of perspective, right? If you're looking at it from all-time high, it looks horrible. If you're looking at it from, 2 years ago, it's held up pretty much the same for 2 years. Because this is where it was in November 2023. So now we're going into October, almost November 2024, 2025. So it's not moved for 2 years. Longer the base, bigger the breakout. It's not come back. Most projects come back down 90% in value. Caspa's come back down at most 75% from this peak to this bottom here. And now it's making a slow but seemingly gradual rally upwards, which is good. And yes, definitely smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Did you see Grayscale making a bucket ETF? Maybe Caspa will be in it. I haven't seen that. I did see Grayscale did launch their large cap fund with XRP, Cardano, ETH, Bitcoin, and Solana. I didn't know about that. I doubt Caspa will be in it just yet, but I'm sure there'll be a future where Caspa is involved in a bucket of ETFs as well in the future, just due to what it is. IRC, Internet Relay Chat, resolved the issue of centralized chatting, but people still ended up using worse tech such as Facebook. Nobody cares about centralized chatting like they care about centralized currencies. No offense. Facebook is designed to be a centralized place for people to get together and share their ideas. I guess that's a fair response to you there, Wing Hong from Cryptoni. I do agree that, IRC does seem to just solve an issue of centralized chatting. But at the same time, while it is a case, and again, Caspa has the additive benefit of offering decentralized chatting, but people won't buy Caspa because of decentralized chatting, like Cassia messaging bot. People don't get into Caspa because of Cassia. It'll be an additive thing. People are more so. You have like stuff like a pager. Pagers, people can use that as well if they really wanted to. Yeah, no, that video from CG is crazy. I wouldn't say that. I appreciate that, but I'm never gonna compare myself to anybody else. I found that post from CG quite funny when he's talking about being kind of the so-called voice of Caspa when he didn't know Crescendo. I thought that was a bit egotistical of him. Caspa is already compatible with Solana VM. They are both built on Rust. Well, there you go. I know Igor's got some big things coming up as well. In regards to making it compatible with the Move language, therefore with Sui and also Bitcoin Lightning Network as well. All this stuff coming out for that as well, actually. And when Caspa's interoperable with anything, then Caspa also start dominating everything as well. It's already doing so in regards to speed. So if it can connect to everything else as well, then people stop bridging over to Caspa because it's faster and cheaper. Welcome back, Missy. Hope you're doing very, very well. Gee, I loved you. You kept me stay. I'm glad I have, Dan. I'm glad I have. Hopefully, we'll all be sitting better off for it in a few months' time. Did you get in on the Ego P-Cell through Wolfie's Bar? Yes, I did. I got a Wolfie NFT, and I did pre-order some IGRA when it happened. I'm not sure they still have any more by now. They probably all sold out by now. I guess you can more than welcome to ask Wolfie and the team in the Discord server. That means we have got one more post actually about Wolfie, funnily enough, which is just this community announcement here about the individual Weed Jesus, who I wasn't too well aware of. I think he's changed his name now as well, but apparently he has done some illicit things with many people in the community. Apparently, a lot of financial losses have happened due to this individual. He was just storing people's capital. You'll see multiple reports from other projects who have faced similar issues. Sucks, honestly. As a result, we believe it's our responsibility to inform our community and advise caution at this time. We are distancing ourselves from any of his dealings, as they should, but also just again being very, very about, it's just an element of being very careful in this space, right? Just do your own research, be very careful. It's very, very hard to trust anybody right now. That's why, for me, like the investments I've made, I only invest excess capital, and I make sure that I have done enough research to the point where I will trust them. Again, I don't know if everything's going to pan out well, but I have conviction in what I hold. So just be very, very careful no matter who you trust, what you trust. If they're saying they're going to make you money easy, then again, just keep your wits about you. Is $1 too much to ask for? Not at all, really. It's over. I'm not so sure just yet, negative man. Nessie, thank you very much for the €5.99 donation, brother. Absolute legend. Thank you very much, man. You are a goat. And yeah, again, I appreciate so much for everybody tuning in once more every single day to these live streams. That will, as I'm wrapping up now, that actually does conclude all the information for today. A bit of a shorter stream today, truth be told. But again, I could just hopefully in preparation for what's to come very soon, when the streams will be going really, really long again with smart contracts coming out and everything else as well. But yeah, I mean, thank you very much, Nessie. You're absolutely very, very generous of you. And everyone tuning in once more, thank you all much for tuning in as always. You got some Igra, love to hear that. J over CG 100%, lower second. Well, again, I appreciate that, but you never hear me say that. Who do you think will win in a fight, J or CG? I don't know how tall CG is, what his wingspan is. Also, I'm not really. I'm more so the pacifist, so I wouldn't really fight unless I absolutely had to. I don't know. I don't know much about CG, so I don't know. I'm not sure I ever really want to fight him either. I heard about Wee Jesus. I actually haven't, but I heard about him today through certain chats. So yeah, who trusts Wee Jesus? Yeah, honestly. Although who trusts Quick Crypto, right? Jay carries a bat around whenever he goes. My money's on Jay. Don't know where you got that from, but okay. Say less. Say less. Well, that being said, though, family, I actually won 20 Bullpack NFTs. Wow. Wow. Okay, you're sitting comfy there, negative man. Love to hear that, man. Big stuff indeed. Caspa, more like Cashback. Yeah, welcome back, Nadehart. Welcome back indeed, brother. But that being said, though, family, that actually does conclude today's Caspa Crypto Live. Been a bit of a short one today, but again, to make a quick recap, market's looking a bit bad today based on inflation starting to rally up again. Not great, but at the same time, rate cuts still seem to be strong for next month. And equally, we're seeing a lot of regulatory developments coming through, which is looking fantastic. Potentially for the end of the month as well. All good stuff. And again, potentially seeing the mainnet 24-hour countdown very soon now, as it's already been deployed. A dry run is being done for the mainnet right now, which is interesting stuff. Big stuff coming to Caspa right now. More testing going on. I'll post the information in my Discord server. So again, check out the free server. Link down below in the description. Also my homepage here as well. Have a great day, good evening, good night. When this ball run is finished, we take you to the gym. I'm already going to the gym. In fact, I'll be going later tonight. But I just don't like to get in conflict. Anyways, jokes aside, I hope so. I sure hope so, Greg. Have a great day, good evening, good night, family, and I'll